If you're looking for tree-lined streets, historic architecture, and beautiful homes with tons of character and charm, plus neighborhoods that are walkable to shops and restaurants, in addition to being close in proximity to downtown Providence, then you should definitely check out the East Side of Providence. All right, so we constantly have people relocating to the East Side of Providence. They're coming to the area for a lot of reasons. Maybe they're teaching at Brown or RISD, or they're med students during their residency program. Maybe they're enrolling their kids into one of the private high schools, or they just want to be in one of the unique neighborhoods on the East Side of Providence because they love history and architecture, or they want the walkability factor, or they've just pinpointed it as a fabulous place to call home. So whatever the reason, if you're going to invest in real estate in the East Side, well, then you need to make sure you understand the real estate market and all of the individual different neighborhoods. And I'm going to talk to you about that right now. Hey there, I'm Jess Powers, and I'm a full-time realtor. I work throughout Rhode Island. So I'd like to start out with my favorite. I used to live on Benefit Street. I was in this huge house with this bright yellow door, and I loved it. Well, all right, I loved the location, but not so much the house, but that is a different story for a different day. Benefit Street is perched on top of the hill in College Hill. It's actually one of the 7 hills of Providence. People love that there's this close proximity to downtown. I mean, you can walk right down the hill. It's a steep hill, but you can walk right down to that hill and you're going to be in great restaurants, shops, and the architectural history just of that street alone and the general walkability of the area, that's a big draw for a lot of people. So in general, the area known as the East Side, it's historically been a really smart area to invest in, and that's for a couple reasons. First off, there's a fair amount of turnover because you've got students and professors coming and going, as well as a lot of medical students that are in their residency programs. And then there's also a lot of industry professionals who relocate to Providence, and they just love that area. So there's always people buying and selling. That said, it's always been highly desired, and there's a limited amount of housing on the East Side. I mean, there are very few vacant lots, so the number of houses that we have is relatively fixed. High demand, low availability, that is the magic combination for this area to always reflect higher prices on average than other areas. Now, we've had record-breaking prices. I mean, of course, nationally, but also locally, and that's been spurred on by the really low inventory. It's really seen a steep spike in prices during 2020 and 2022. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now. Okay, so this is the number of single-family homes that are available on the East Side right now. That's it. So in order to be able to give you a better picture, let's look at prices for what's available under contract or pending right now. That way we can get a wider lens. So for today, that allows us to look at this many homes and the median price. Okay, so does that mean you have to have $1 million budget if you want to live on the East Side? Well, no. So that data can really be kind of tricky to interpret. So we really need to look at it from all the facets. So let's scroll out and then look at the data from properties that have sold over this past year. Now here's a little tip. This video may be a little bit old if you're watching it because it's going to land on my site. So we can really dive into this. I want to make sure you have relevant data, so reach out. Okay, so let's look at a map view of the individual neighborhoods of the East Side. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of details about the specific places. You should check out my other video about the East Side. That one goes into particulars about the neighborhoods. So once this video is over, I'll make sure there's a link for you. All right, so let's layer in those neighborhoods. We've got Fox Point, College Hill, Wayland, Blackstone, Mount Hope and Summit, and Hope Village. And then this line shows where Pawtucket starts. This neighborhood is actually called Oak Hill, and it's been an area that people looking on the East Side also may consider. Okay, so let's start in the South. Fox Point has a lot of very early historic homes. There are also more multifamily properties in this specific area, also more students if they're not living on campus. So this area of the East Side is the most densely populated. It's got smaller lots. You've got the walkability to Wickenden Street that people love. Then let's shift over to College Hill. It's got some of the oldest and really many beautiful large homes. There are some properties with beautiful, amazing, sweeping views of the city. A lot of the properties in this area have actually been converted into condos. Now, you should definitely drive down Benefit Street. Make sure you visit Prospect Park. That is one of the best, most spectacular views in the city. All right, Wayland Avenue is at the lower end of Blackstone Boulevard. This neighborhood features some newer, more modern condos, also large colonial homes. People in this neighborhood, they really love the proximity to the shops and restaurants that are right in Wayland Square. Plus, you've got access to Blackstone Boulevard and then also Blackstone Conservancy. Hey, a lot of people don't realize they have gorgeous walking trails in this area that go all the way down to the water. It's really beautiful. Now, the streets off of Elm Grove Avenue feature a lot of beautiful large homes, spacious lots, tree-lined streets. Now, you know you're in the city, but it definitely has more of a suburban feel to it. The closer the proximity to Blackstone Boulevard, the higher the price. Just north of Wayland, and you are in the most affluent neighborhood of Providence. Now, East Side has no shortage of stunning homes. I've said that probably 5 times. And this area actually may just be my favorite. It is very quiet. Those lots are very large lots. They've got an abundance of mature trees. And then again, you've got several parks that you can access. And the homes, well, they range from really elegant to really imposing. So the top of the East Side is Hope Village, and it's also known as the Mount Hope and then also the Summit neighborhoods. There are a lot of single-family homes as well as a fair number of 2-family properties in this area. Now, traditionally, a little bit more affordable, but as Hope Street has developed into this really very cool, thriving strip of local shops and restaurants, the prices and the appeal has risen. This area is in the range of All right, so now let's skirt down the western border of the East Side, the closer proximity to North Main Street. Well, the prices are a little bit lower and the homes are a little bit more densely populated. Now let's swing through Thayer Street. It's the central hub of Brown and RISD students. Now, it used to be amazing. It used to have a lot of locally owned stores and record shops like In Your Ear. Honestly, now it's a lot of corporate and really it's largely just an area for college kids. Still cool to check out, but that's really mostly what's there. All right, now figuring out what best suits your budget and your lifestyle, well, this is something and a process that I can help you with. So reach out if you're thinking about making East Side your home. Let's chat.